Hey y'all, I'm Bike or whatever, and I just wanted to share something with y'all. So, boom, let's get straight to it. I used to read tarot cards without knowing any better, right? And I don't do that anymore, okay? Because, ew. Anyway, I know they got some people on here that subscribe to me that read tarot cards, and I'm about to put y'all on game because, y'all don't even know what y'all doing for real. And some of y'all might know what y'all doing. But anyway, tarot cards are a form of divination, meaning like when I made that video about monitoring spirits, that's a form of being a monitoring spirit. You looking into stuff that you're not even supposed to know about in the first place. Like you're causing delays and setbacks for yourself because you're not allowing life to play out the way it's supposed to. Like you're using other um other avenues of communication with other beings that aren't God to figure out what's going on, what's about to happen next. And even though a lot of that stuff was accurate, it did not come from God. And I didn't even know that. I didn't realize that. I just thought that tarot cards were harmless. I didn't think that it was bad until I went to sleep one night, and this is actually a few months ago. This probably was back in like September, October. I went to sleep one night and I woke up. Someone told me throw away my tarot cards, get rid of them. And I'm like, okay. And like, I did that. I got rid of everything. I got rid of the cards. I got rid of the crystal. I got rid of everything, right? And yeah, why after that my life started like, pew, like shooting upward. Like I had struggled for a really long time at a certain point. And after I did that, life started flourishing for me. Because I wasn't doing something. I wasn't holding on to some type of entity, whatever it was. I'm like constantly going through spiritual warfare all the time. The whole time I was opening doors, I ain't had nobody's opening. What? What? So if you read tarot cards and you out here experiencing hardship in life, it's because you opening doors that you ain't got nobody opening in the first place. Let's start there. And once you stop doing that, life is gonna get so much better for you. I even look different. I don't look how I did when I was reading cards. I don't feel how I did when I was reading cards. I don't constantly have to fight weird spirits and entities that I literally would see like demons and be like, I'm not scared of you. Like what you thought this was? Like I'm God's child. Whole time I'm up there inviting them, and that's why they was showing up. Okay, so anyway, y'all, somebody had called me right in the middle of that. The devil is a liar. Like, right when I'm telling y'all what it really is, my phone ringing. I know that when you get a phone call in the middle of your videos, it remove your sound. But like I said, those things were showing up because that's what I was opening the door for. That's what I was like allowing in. And once I realized that, I was like, oh, hell no. I'm like, oh no, man, I ain't into that. And like, so after that, I had to really like ask God for guidance. Like, what you want me to do next? How do I cleanse myself? How do I, do all of that? And so I cleansed my house. I put on a white dress, and I cleansed my house from front to back. And I used to do from the back to the front. Someone said do front to back that time. So I did. I started at the front. And I washed all of the walls with rosemary oil and hot water. I mopped with rosemary oil and hot water, everything. I wiped everything down, rosemary oil, hot water. And after that, I noticed like the energy started getting lighter. Like a lot of people always told me like, oh, the energy is so nice in your house. I just want to fall asleep. But it was even lighter after that because I always pray over my home. I don't even play like that. I don't even leave the house without anointing myself. What you think? Please. Anyway, yeah, I used to read tarot cards, and I used to always have anxiety. There was always delay in my life, spiritual warfare. It was always like these dreams that I would have, like with familiar spirits telling me certain things, but like that had been happening since I was a kid, so I didn't really understand what was going on. But now I don't even get those visits where like people that have passed on come back and they tell me stuff. I don't even get that no more. And I'm actually grateful for that, because like when I was a kid, they used to scare the crap out of me. That used to scare the crap out of me, like hard. And God showed me in my dreams, like all the delays that I had over my lifetime, all of the bad things that were happening. It was because I allowed people to look into my life. Like I had apps like CoStar, what is that, CoStar, or like the Stargazing app, whatever it was called, where they tell you your birth chart or whatever, and people like will share their birth chart with you and stuff. Like I didn't know any better about none of that. Whole time people could use that stuff against you. And I know it was this one girl that I knew. She was like, somebody got your birth chart and they using it against you. And that's what she was telling me. And like when I got baptized last month, y'all. And when I got baptized, it was like, in my dream, it showed me that all of that was erased. Cause like God like switched me around. They don't really know my birth chart. He gave me like the revelation that was like, hey, like they're using your old birth chart. They don't have the one that I gave you. Cause at one point, I call it my second birthday, and in 2017, I had a little incident where I had to have a surgery, a flat line, they brought me back, and all that. I'm still here. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. And at that point, I didn't realize that God was trying to talk to me. Because, like, your whole life could have just been over at this point, and I gave you another chance. And you still out here trying to find other avenues, and I'm right here. And I'm like, all right, cool. All right, God. And I finally get it. Like, it took me 7 years to get that. I don't want it to take y'all 7 years to get that. Because, y'all, it was hard. Don't ask me how I did it. I just did it. It was hard. Okay? And that's the funny thing about it, though, because the devil got to get permission from God to even mess with you in any type of way. And the fact that, like, God already knew who I was. And the biggest flex of it all, the enemy knew who I was, too. He just thought that he could, like, really, really get me. But he couldn't. He couldn't. Yeah, I went through all the avenues and stuff. I went through all the hardships and stuff, but I pulled back up on God. What you mean? What you saying? Like, what you thought? Like, oh my gosh. Like, the fact that he really was like, give me permission to mess with her. I bet you I could get her. I bet you I could get her. No, you couldn't. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to make another video to tell y'all what happened at the church that I got baptized at. Because it wasn't meant for me to join that church. It was just meant for me to go to that church because I was led to that church because the person who was supposed to baptize me was going to be there. And that's a whole nother story. It was a crazy story because they got some people, it's a lot of people in that church. The leadership over that church is not right. And I prayed multiple times after I visited the first time, and I was like, am I supposed to go back to this church? So I went back a few more times because it was something that I needed to gain from there, right? And once I gained the knowledge that I was supposed to get from there, then that was going to be over with. But y'all, them people called me with a whole attitude, y'all. Who y'all talking to? I'm God's child. And watch y'all church. Is something going to happen to y'all because the fact that y'all thinking this is a dictatorship. No, baby, this is not a dictatorship. It is not. Y'all are mere mortals, mere human beings, okay? And you're not finna tell me that I don't need to be doing what God told me to do because you said something else. The audacity. So I'm just waiting on them to burst up in flames. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to share that with y'all. I'm gonna come back with another video and I'm gonna call y'all back because I gotta tell y'all about that. Cause what? Y'all think y'all can be buying and selling in the church and doing all type of wild stuff, and y'all think I'm gonna be under y'all stewardship? Y'all shepherdship? No! Ew! That was crazy to me. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna call y'all back.